Nearly 2,000 years ago, in the center of Rome, a monument rose that would outlast empires, kings, and centuries of change: the Colosseum. An arena so vast, so advanced that even today, modern builders have never created its equal. The Colosseum was more than just an arena. It was the very heart of Roman society. Its massive scale spoke of an empire that ruled much of the known world and wanted everyone to see its strength and unity. Designed to hold over 50,000 spectators, it was a place where Romans from every walk of life gathered together. Rich senators sat close to the action, while common citizens filled the upper levels. Yet once inside, everyone shared the same experience, looking down on the grand arena floor where history unfolded in real time. The size of the Colosseum was unlike anything the world had seen before. Its oval shape stretched nearly 190 meters long and 155 meters wide, towering with 4 levels of arches that made it both functional and beautiful. The design was not accidental. It allowed thousands of people to enter and exit quickly, a system so efficient that even today modern stadiums still follow the same principles. The Colosseum was not only a stage for entertainment, it was a powerful tool for Roman politics. Emperors used it to win favor with the people, offering free games, meals, and shows that kept the citizens entertained and loyal. To sit inside that arena was to feel the might of Rome itself, its organization, its wealth, and its desire to impress. Gladiator fights were the main attraction, but they were only part of the story. Exotic animals brought from Africa and Asia filled the arena, hunted before roaring crowds. Special machinery allowed sudden appearances of fighters and beasts, surprising spectators with every show. The people were not simply entertained, they were reminded daily of Rome's reach across the world. The Colosseum's scale also carried a social message. Seating was carefully arranged to reflect Roman order. The emperor and elite had the best views, the middle classes were placed further back, and the poor crowded into the highest seats. This was Rome in stone, a society layered yet united under the empire. For centuries, this one structure defined public life. It was where victories were celebrated, where citizens found escape, and where the empire showcased its control. More than any building, the Colosseum captured the Roman spirit, ambitious, organized, and determined to leave a mark that no one could ignore. Even now, standing inside its ruins, you can imagine the roar of the crowd and understand why this arena was the center of a civilization. The speed at which the Colosseum was built remains one of the most remarkable feats of the Roman Empire. Construction began in 72 AD under Emperor Vespasian, and by 80 AD, the massive amphitheater was complete. In less than 10 years, the Romans had raised the largest arena the world had ever seen, a timeline that seems almost impossible when compared to modern projects that often take decades. What made this even more extraordinary was that it was done without modern cranes, power tools, or computer planning. Instead, it relied on human strength, ingenuity, and a workforce that combined skilled architects, engineers, craftsmen, and thousands of slaves. Each group played a role, from quarrying massive blocks of travertine stone to pouring and shaping the revolutionary Roman concrete that gave the structure its lasting strength. The logistics behind such rapid construction were staggering. Materials were transported from nearby quarries and rivers using carts, sledges, and ships. Iron clamps were used to hold stones together, while scaffolding of wood allowed workers to build upward layer by layer. Teams worked simultaneously across different sections, ensuring that progress was steady and coordinated. The arches and vaults, so central to Roman engineering, allowed for faster construction and reduced the weight of the structure, making it stable and efficient to assemble. Emperors had more than just engineering ambition in mind. The Colosseum was also a political project designed to gain the support of the people. Vespasian ordered its construction on land once taken by Nero for his private palace, giving the space back to the public. By completing such a massive arena quickly, he and his successors sent a clear message. Rome's rulers cared for its people and had the power to deliver grand projects on a scale no one else could imagine. When Titus inaugurated the Colosseum in 80 AD, the games lasted for 100 days, a celebration that showcased not only the arena, but the efficiency and strength of Roman building methods. To finish a monument of this size in less than a decade is a reminder of how organized, disciplined, and skilled Roman society was. Every stone placed and every arch raised demonstrated that Rome could accomplish in years what others might not achieve in a lifetime. It remains a construction achievement that continues to inspire wonder today. One of the greatest reasons the Colosseum has survived nearly 2,000 years is the remarkable building materials and techniques the Romans used. At its core was Roman concrete, a material so durable that many modern engineers still study it today. Unlike modern concrete, which can crack and weaken over time, Roman concrete was made from a mix of lime, volcanic ash, and stone that actually grew stronger as centuries passed. This unique formula allowed the Colosseum to withstand earthquakes, fires, and weather that would have destroyed lesser structures long ago. It was not only tough but also versatile, able to be molded into arches, vaults, and curved walls that gave the amphitheater its strength and elegant design. The arches were a vital part of the structure. They distributed weight evenly, allowing the Colosseum to rise over 48 meters high while maintaining stability. These arches were supported by massive travertine blocks, carefully cut and fitted together with iron clamps. This combination of heavy stone and lightweight volcanic rock created a balance of strength and flexibility. The vaults and passageways were another example of Roman engineering brilliance. They allowed thousands of people to enter and exit the building quickly without chaos, a design so effective that modern stadiums still use similar methods. Equally important was the layered approach to construction. The Romans did not rely on a single material but combined several: travertine for the main framework, tough stone for the inner walls, bricks for arches, and concrete for the core. This mix meant that if one part of the structure was stressed, the others could absorb the pressure. It was a system built not just for beauty but for endurance. The design also had a symbolic purpose. Its outer walls with tiers of arches were not only practical but visually stunning, showing visitors that Rome could master both function and style. The attention to detail in the stonework and the careful placement of each element proved that Roman builders were not just laborers. They were innovators who thought about how every piece fit into the whole. This perfect balance of material strength and architectural vision is why the Colosseum still stands while so many modern buildings collapse in a fraction of the time. The Romans built for eternity, and in many ways they succeeded. Beneath the grand floor of the Colosseum lay one of its most fascinating features, the underground chambers known as the hypogeum. Hidden from the audience above, this maze of tunnels, cages, and lifts was the engine that powered the spectacles Rome was famous for. Gladiators prepared in shadowy corridors, waiting for their moment to rise into the blazing sunlight. Wild animals from across the empire, lions, tigers, elephants, and even crocodiles were kept in cages, lifted suddenly into the arena through trapdoors. To the spectators, it seemed as though beasts and fighters appeared out of nowhere, creating moments of surprise and excitement that amplified the drama of the games. The hypogeum was an engineering marvel of its time. Wooden elevators and pulleys operated by manpower allowed stage crews to coordinate dramatic entrances. Dozens of trapdoors in the arena floor provided endless possibilities for staging battles. It was theater and warfare combined, carefully designed to impress the Roman crowd. Some records even suggest that the Colosseum could be flooded for mock naval battles. While historians debate how often this happened, the very idea shows the incredible ambition of Roman entertainment. The shows themselves were diverse and brutal. Gladiators fought one another in contests of skill and survival, drawing cheers and gasps from tens of thousands of spectators. Exotic hunts known as venaciones brought animals into the arena, where trained fighters or hunters displayed Rome's dominance over nature. At times, mythological plays were reenacted, blending performance with deadly combat. For the Roman audience, these events were more than games. They were demonstrations of the empire's power, wealth, and reach across continents. The scale of the entertainment also reflected Rome's ability to control its people. By offering free entry, emperors kept the citizens loyal and distracted. The crowd left entertained, but also reminded of the empire's strength. Every spectacle was a message. Rome could command not only armies but also nature itself. What made the Colosseum unique was this combination of engineering and imagination. The underground chambers were as important as the massive stone walls above, turning a building into a living stage that could surprise and awe at every moment. It was this mastery of both design and performance that made the Colosseum the greatest arena of the ancient world. Even after nearly 2,000 years, the Colosseum remains unmatched. And that fact raises a question: why can't modern builders recreate it? With all the technology available today, cranes, computer designs, advanced materials, it seems like it should be simple to replicate an arena built in the 1st century. Yet the truth is that the Colosseum was the product of more than just stone and concrete. It was the result of Roman ambition, organization, and a mastery of materials that modern society still struggles to fully understand. One key factor is the Roman concrete. Unlike today's concrete, which often weakens after decades, the Roman mix of lime and volcanic ash created a material that has grown stronger over time. Scientists are still studying its exact chemical reaction, but the fact that the Colosseum has withstood earthquakes, fires, and centuries of wear proves that it was something extraordinary. Modern concrete cannot yet match this durability, especially on such a massive scale. Another reason lies in the design. The Colosseum wasn't built as a single piece, but as a system of arches, vaults, and corridors that distributed weight perfectly. This balance of form and function created a structure that was both practical and beautiful. Modern stadiums may imitate its seating arrangements, but they rarely achieve the same combination of efficiency, elegance, and longevity. The Colosseum was built not just to host events for a few decades, but to represent the empire's greatness for centuries. There is also the human element. The project required enormous manpower, tens of thousands of slaves and workers, who labored for years to bring the emperor's vision to life. Today, such a method would not be possible, and few governments would devote the same resources to a single monument. The Colosseum was as much about power and politics as it was about architecture. Finally, time itself has added to the Colosseum's unmatched status. It is not only a building but a symbol, carrying with it the weight of history, culture, and legacy. To rebuild it today would not carry the same meaning, because it is the survival of the original that makes it so remarkable. That is why the Colosseum, built nearly 2,000 years ago, still stands alone as one of the greatest achievements of human civilization. The Colosseum stands today as more than just a ruin. It is a living memory of Rome's greatness. Built nearly 2,000 years ago in less than a decade, it combined advanced engineering, brilliant design, and unmatched ambition. It was a place where emperors displayed power, citizens found entertainment, and Rome projected its dominance to the world. From its massive arches and resilient concrete to its underground chambers and spectacular shows, every detail reflected the genius of its creators. Even with modern technology, no one has truly recreated its strength or meaning. The Colosseum endures not only as a wonder of architecture, but as a symbol of human determination to build something that lasts beyond time. It reminds us that while empires may rise and fall, some creations remain eternal.